Hey, this is Nicolosi, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can combine the Euclid and ModSteps modules to create custom rhythmic melodies. This is the kind of result we'll get. Okay, let's start with the default preset. First thing I'm going to do is insert the ModSteps module. The ModSteps module is a modulator, doesn't generate MIDI notes itself, but we can modulate the transposer module, for example, to generate notes. Now, this is currently set to a unipolar mode, which means it generates signal from 0 to 100%, but we can also set it to a bipolar and it will generate values from -50 to 50. Let's clear it so it's reset to 0, and we can modulate our transposer here, maybe set it to 100%, set length around 8, maybe change sync to 8, 1/8. And we can just set this to some random values, and here's our sequence. So when we play a note, it goes through these values in ModSteps and shifts the transposer's semitones parameter to generate our melody. Now the problem, of course, with this is that we don't know what these numbers correspond to in terms of semitone shift, and that makes it harder to create desired melodies. To help us with that, ModSteps offers pitch ±12 and ±24 options, which maps these percentage values to shifts in semitones. So now we can see what our notes correspond to. It still generates a modulation signal from -50% to 50%, but we don't have to think in terms of percentages, we can think in terms of semitones. So if we clear this again, and maybe set to something shorter, we can now set this to, like, say, minor third, perfect fifth, and an octave shift. Now if we play a note, we'll hear this melody. This works perfectly with the transposer because in pitch mode, -50 to 50% is mapped to -24 to 24 semitones, and transposer has the range -24 to 24. You can set it to 12 if you like, if you want to have a smaller range with the notes, but be sure to set intensity to 50% so transposer goes from -12 to 12 range. Okay, let's set this back to ±24. Next thing I want to point out is trigger mode is set to host, which means that the ModSteps follows host's transport timing. In retrig mode, the sequence restarts on every note tone. And finally, we have this new mode, which is step. When a new note comes in, the sequencer moves on to the next step instantly. This is a very useful mode, especially when combined with free mode, because in free mode, notes don't advance automatically. You either have to adjust the start parameter, or in the step mode, every time note on comes in, it will jump to the next step. So now we can play this melody, but we'll follow the timing of our playing. And with this setup, you simply play a note at whatever rhythm you like, and it will play this melody following the ModSteps steps. But of course, we can insert the Euclid module and use that to create rhythms. Okay, let's try this. As you can see, Euclid and ModSteps work well together to create rhythmic melodies. And to make life easier, I created a part preset called Euclid Sequencer, which you can just insert here. And let's delete these other modules as we no longer need them. and Euclid and mode steps and transposer modules are already wired up. You can use Euclid to set up a rhythm and use mode steps to create a melody. And then all you have to do is hold down a note. Okay, that's all for now. Like and share if you found this useful. For any questions or feedback, leave a comment below. See you next time.